Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. On her young and restless Ashley-versary, Eileen Davidson looks back and ahead. The tension was so thick, you could have cut it with a knife when Eileen Davidson auditioned for The Young and the Restless back in 1982. The soap was building a new family around the father-son duo of John and Jack Abbott, and the casting of John's elder daughter, Ashley, had to be perfect. Among those vying for the role, Davidson told The Locker Room in 2021, were Catherine Hickland, later Lindsay on One Life to Live, and Leanne Hunley, later Anna on Days of Our Lives. How did the future Emmy winner keep her eye on the prize? By losing a contact lens. When that happens, Davidson noted, it messes with one's depth perception, and you can't see crap. So when during her tryout with the late Terry Lester, who first played Jack, he put his feet on a coffee table to block her path, she wound up kicking his legs out of the way. That's probably part of the reason I got the job. But it's certainly not the reason that since June 11th of that year, Davidson has kept it and kept being able to return to it for all these years. The show recast twice upon her departure, with Brenda Epperson and Sherry Shattuck, then brought Davidson back at the first opportunity. The actress brings more than strength and elegance to the part. She brings a vulnerability that speaks volumes about the fragile heart that Ashley tries so hard to protect, and a fire that serves as a constant reminder that she is a force to be reckoned with. Over the years, Davidson has slayed in one meaty storyline after another, from Ashley's abortion of her and Victor Newman's child to a May-December affair with bold and beautiful playboy Rick Forrester. And yet, we've only begun to scratch the surface of what could lie in store for the embattled chemist. What would be her portrayer's preference for her next act? From Stephen Lasseter's death to her disastrous remarriage to Tucker McCall, she's always the one getting her heart broken, she noted to Soap Opera Digest in 2022. So it's time that she goes out and breaks some hearts. A timeless blonde and a timeless world soap operas are built on the pillars of love, betrayal, redemption, and reinvention. Few actresses embody this better than Eileen Davidson, who, for over 4 decades, has brought life, elegance, and quiet resilience to Ashley Abbott on The Young and the Restless. As she celebrates her anniversary playing the legacy character, Davidson reflects on the role that made her a daytime icon and dares to dream of what's next. I never thought I'd be doing this for so long, Davidson admits with a laugh. Ashley was supposed to be this gentle, soft-spoken chemist. Now she's run companies, faked her own death, lost everything, and clawed her way back. It's been a wild ride, and it's not over. From Beach Blonde to Abbott heiress, when Eileen Davidson first walked onto The Young and the Restless set in 1982, daytime TV was a different world. Social media didn't exist. Fans sent handwritten letters, and the Abbotts were still relatively new on the canvas. Jack, John, Tracy, and then came Ashley. I remember being very green, Davidson says. I'd done some modeling in a couple of small parts, but Y&R was my big break, and it was intimidating. The character of Ashley Abbott was envisioned as the brainy, beautiful daughter of John Abbott, someone with emotional depth and inner strength. Davidson's natural intelligence and poise made her the perfect match, but she was more than just a pretty face. Her Ashley was vulnerable yet empowered, nurturing but capable of storming into boardrooms. The early years saw Ashley torn between love interests like Eric Garrison and Mark Mergeron, with devastating storylines that made fans reach for tissues, especially the infamous paternity bombshell. John Abbott wasn't her biological father. That storyline changed everything, Davidson recalls. Ashley's entire identity crumbled. It set her on a path where she was always searching for belonging, love, and purpose. It was a path that would define Ashley for decades to come. The rise, the fall, the resurrection. By the late 80s, Davidson had become one of the most recognizable faces on daytime television. Ashley was no longer the girl next door. She was the grieving woman who had an abortion and developed amnesia. The CEO, the sister fighting with Jack over Jabot, the ex-lover caught between Victor Newman and her own heart. I always say Ashley and Victor are a soap opera within a soap opera. Davidson laughs. He was the love of her life, and the biggest mistake. Fans couldn't get enough. The chemistry between Davidson and Eric Braeden, Victor, was electric. Romantic, combustible, doomed. Their love story was always just a few inches away from happily ever after, but fate, corporate warfare, or family drama always intervened. Ashley's storylines were never light, Davidson says. She's battled breast cancer, suffered a mental breakdown, adopted a child, and faked her death. I think that's what makes her real. She's been broken and rebuilt so many times. Off-screen, Davidson herself has experienced ups and downs. She left Y&R several times, once to originate the role of Kristen DeMera on Days of Our Lives, and later for a memorable run on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Each time she returned to Y&R, it was like coming home. I kept getting pulled back, she smiles. Ashley is a part of me. How do you walk away from that? Family, feuds, and feminism. One of the most enduring aspects of Ashley Abbott is her layered relationship with her family, especially her complicated bond with brother Jack. As siblings, they've been allies, adversaries, and emotionally estranged. Ashley and Jack love each other, Davidson explains, but they have very different ideas about business, loyalty, and legacy. It's heartbreaking sometimes. In recent years, this sibling rivalry has reignited, with Ashley challenging Jack's leadership at Jabot and launching her own cosmetics empire. It's been a storyline that resonates deeply in today's world. I love the idea of Ashley saying, "You don't respect me? Fine. I'll build something better," Davidson says. That's a feminist storyline. She took her formulas, her brain power, and created a rival company. She wasn't just mad, she was ambitious. The storyline led to explosive confrontations and raw emotional scenes between Davidson and Peter Bergman, Jack. "Peter is like my brother in real life," she says. "We fight like siblings. And when we cry on screen, it's usually because the emotions feel very real." The mental health journey in one of the most daring storylines of her career, Davidson portrayed Ashley suffering a severe psychological break, imagining a baby she lost was still alive and later dealing with dissociative identity disorder. "It was the hardest thing I've ever done," she admits. Soap operas often touch on mental health, but this was handled with such depth and care. To prepare, Davidson consulted with psychologists and studied real-life cases. "I wanted to do justice to women who have experienced deep trauma," she says. Ashley's breakdown wasn't just drama, it was grief, guilt, and stress catching up to her. Fans praised her raw performance, and it sparked important conversations about mental health in the soap opera community, leaving, returning, reinventing throughout. Her run, Davidson has taken sabbaticals to explore other opportunities. Her versatility is undeniable. From playing multiple roles on Days of Our Lives to appearing in primetime shows and even co-writing mystery novels. "I never wanted to be boxed in," she explains, "but Ashley was always my anchor." Davidson's most surprising detour? The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. "I was curious," she says of her 2-season run. "It was fun, chaotic, and not exactly my vibe, but I'm glad I did it. It gave people a different view of me." Still, daytime was always where her heart resided. "When I walked back onto the Y&R set after being gone, it was like I never left. Same crew, same dressing room. I cried. The fans, the fame, the future. What keeps Davidson grounded after decades in the spotlight? The fans. I've had women tell me Ashley helped them through chemo, that they saw themselves in her heartbreak. That means everything," she says, tearing up. "I don't think actors realize how much they impact people's lives, especially in daytime, where you're part of their daily routine." As Davidson marks her Ashley-versary, She's not just reflecting, she's looking ahead. I think Ashley has more to give. I'd love to explore her as a grandmother, or show her finally finding a stable love. Or better yet, have her run Chancellor Winters. That would be a power move. She's also mentoring younger actresses and advocating for more complex, older female roles on television. There's a beauty in age. I'm not trying to be 25, I'm 65 and proud, and Ashley can still hold her own with the best of them. A love letter to the legacy to Eileen Davidson, the longevity of Ashley Abbott is a testament to both the character's evolution and the changing landscape of television. She started out naive, and now she's a powerhouse. That mirrors so many women's journeys, Davidson says. Ashley's story is about resilience. As The Young and the Restless continues to evolve, so too does Ashley, forever poised, fiercely intelligent, and more relevant than ever. Davidson looks out the window of her dressing room, a place she's known for decades. The light hits her golden hair just right. She smiles. If I had one thing to say to Ashley, she muses, it would be, you made it. You survived every storm. And girl, you're still standing. The Abbott legacy, as the next generation of Y&R characters emerge, Davidson hopes Ashley's legacy is more than just corporate coups. As the next generation of Y&R characters emerge, Davidson hopes Ashley's legacy is more than just corporate coups and romantic heartbreaks. I want Ashley to inspire women to never settle. Whether it's in love, business, or identity, Davidson concludes. We get knocked down, but we rise again. That's the Abbott way. And just like that, Eileen Davidson, with her signature grace and tenacity, rises from her chair, heading to set once more, ready to bring Ashley Abbott to life again. Because in Genoa City and in the hearts of millions, Ashley Abbott is forever young, forever restless, and forever unforgettable.